as I opened the door to Old Hickory, a little barbecue joint in Owensboro, Kentucky, the aroma of hickory wood and barbecue smoke filled my nose. Since 1918, the restaurant has served their quality barbecue to millions of people. The main manager, Keith Cook, was stopping by every table to say hello and make sure their meal was nothing but perfect. Old Hickory is a half-brick, half-wooden building that looks nothing less than a barbecue joint. The smell of barbecue being smoked from a mile away instantly fills the air. When I walked inside, I saw there were trophies and awards placed along the walls and counters, followed by many pictures from 1918. In addition to those historical pictures, the Duck Commander crew, Andrew Zimmern, and the TLC Pitmaster staff helped decorate the wall. When I spoke to the owner, John Foreman, and manager, Jordan Walker, I told them my reasonings for the interview, and they were quick to put down the meat and have a word with me. Being a family-owned business and locally owned, I could not imagine a law being put on the food we serve and changes to our menu. Our restaurant would be affected way more than a franchise such as McDonald's, Foreman says. As the United States have changed over the years, fast food and restaurants impact everyday lives. When constantly being on the run, time to prepare a healthy home-cooked meal vanishes. And this is where fast food and restaurants come into play. Families that are constantly on the run need somewhere to stop and get cheap, convenient food. Rising obesity rates have paralleled by an increase in the consumption of foods away from home. In 1996, the average American family spent 40% of the food dollar on meals purchased away from home, an increase from 26% spent in 1970. Americans are now 40% more likely to consume meals from restaurants 3 or more times a week as they were in the late 1980s. We have made a few changes to the menu and want to keep the same feel as there was in 1918, Foreman tells me. This is something that keeps the regulars coming back and new people coming in. How has the food here at Old Hickory changed over the years?
Well, honestly, not very much. We've been in business a little over 100 years, and we still use the same technique that Pappy Foreman used when he opened the business.
Is there anything being done or that has been done to make the food here healthier?
Not really. Good old barbecue comfort food, and that's where people come to get it.
How do you think it would affect the business if the government made it a law to post the calorie content of the food on the menus?
I'm not really sure. A lot of time people go out because they don't have the time to cook at home, this, that, and the other, and they know that if they're going down at Owensboro, Kentucky's Mecca fast food place, they're not going to eat healthy, so.
And do you think the customers care about the nutritional value of the food they eat away from home at restaurants?
I think they care. They just don't have the time to care and get out and get a quick meal. And if you come to get barbecue, this is the place to come. And it's not going to be healthy, but it's going to be good.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Food items at restaurants are claimed to now be 3 to 5 times bigger than they were a decade ago. Food portions in America's restaurants have doubled or tripled over the last 20 years, which is a key factor that is contributing to a devastating increase in obesity among children and adults. Large portion sizes of high-calorie food served in restaurants are held partly responsible for this extreme rise in the poor health and eating habits of some American people. With Americans continuing to consume this food, it is estimated that 50% of the population will be obese by 2030 and 60% nationwide obesity rates in 2016. A new national study of eating out and income shows that fast food dining becomes more common as earnings increase from the low to middle class incomes, weakening the popular notion that fast food should be blamed for higher rates of obesity among the poor. The fast food industry attracts the middle class by locating restaurants right off freeway in middle-income areas and by offering products that appeal to a large portion of Americans. TV has also greatly impacted what Americans eat. John Foreman has even been on national television for a barbecue contest on TLC Pitmasters, Kentucky. Foreman says that the national recognition has really helped with the business. He goes to say, "I never take it a day for granted, and I'm blessed to have this opportunity." Poor people cannot easily afford fast food or restaurant value meals. With the eating habits heading in the direction they are going, the health of some American people will dramatically hurt. Majority of Americans are now eating 30% more than previously eaten. Going from 3 home-cooked meals a day to snacking or eating out 3 times a day has very consequential outcomes. The only way to stop this problem is for the FDA to put more laws on food requiring calorie counts on menus and healthier alternatives for side items. Schools are doing many things to prevent weight gain within their students, such as serving healthier options at lunch, such as whole grain, more fruit, and reduced fat snacks. Even with new laws putting a halt on fast food and food being served at restaurants, much more will need to be done to put an end to the fat. Hundreds of people go through the doors a day wanting to get their stomachs full of the award-winning meat and amazing sides. This would be affected if the government decided to put a law on what they were able to serve. This just goes to show electronics need to be focused on less, and playing outside and exercising needs to be seen as a very crucial thing. Also, healthy eating needs to become a more important habit in many lives of American people. If this becomes the normal again, American people will be back in the healthy direction they once were 30 years ago.